Hi, and welcome to today's Read Aloud, the Sharing Circle, Stories about First Nations Culture. Text written by Teresa Muse Dalian, illustrations Arthur Stevens, publisher Nimbus. And I'm Shelley. I'll be reading the story with you today. I'm an elementary teacher as well as a literacy consultant with the Learning Bar. The Sharing Circle. Within this book, there are a number of very wonderful stories, and I'll be sharing a couple of them that I've chosen from the book today. And the first one is the eagle feather. One summer afternoon, Matthew and his dad went walking through the woods near their home. As they walked, Matthew's dad talked about the many plants and animals found in the woods and how they are used by First Nations people. He explained that some plants and trees are used for making crafts and herbal medicines, and that animals can be used for food and clothing. All these things are a special part of the First Nations culture. Suddenly, Matthew spotted an eagle. He stood very still to watch the great bird soar in circles high above his head. The eagle had a fish in his claws, just caught from the brook. Matthew was sure he was taking the fish back to his nest to feed his family. That eagle sure is beautiful, whispered Matthew. Yes, it is, replied his father. To see an eagle flying overhead is a sign of good luck and happiness. Dad, tell me about the eagle again. Why is it so important? Matthew asked. The story of the eagle was Matthew's favorite. It seemed like every time he heard it, he learned something new. Matthew's dad first heard the story of the eagle from his own father. We believe that the eagle is the most powerful bird in the sky and can fly higher than any other bird, he began. The eagle can also see for many miles, which helps it to search for food. Of all the creatures on the earth, the eagle can get the closest to heaven and can help carry our prayers and messages to the Creator. That is why eagle feathers are important to First Nations people. Not everyone has an eagle feather. Normally, an eagle feather is given to someone for a special reason. It is one of the best gifts that anyone can receive. Eagle feathers are used in many ways. For example, drummers and dancers use them during special ceremonies, but I use mine when I say prayers. I take the feather from its special place and hold it in my hands. When I finish, I put the feather back so it doesn't get lost or ruined. The sun was starting to go down, so Matthew and his dad turned toward home. Matthew ran ahead, hoping to see the eagle just one more time. As Matthew searched the sky, his dad noticed an eagle feather laying on the ground. Before Matthew could see it, he bent down and picked it up the feather and carefully slipped it under his jacket. When they arrived home, Matthew's mom came out to meet them. Matthew told her all about the walk in the woods and the eagle they saw. Later, Matthew's dad showed her what he had. Matthew's mom took the eagle feather and placed it on a piece of red and yellow silk. She added some leather to the pointed end of the feather and attached two white beads to the leather pieces. Then together, Matthew's mom and dad held the feather and said a thank you prayer to the Creator. They were thankful for the feather, which they wanted to give to Matthew as a sign of their love. When they were ready, they called for Matthew. His mother held out the feather and presented it to her son. His eyes grew big, and the smile on his face showed his joy. They told him how special he was and that they loved him very much. Matthew took the feather carefully and promised to take good care of it. He hugged them both and ran off to his room. Matthew was happy to finally have his own eagle feather. It made him feel special, and it reminded him of the woods, his father and his mother, and his culture. Like his father, Matthew found a special place for his feather, a wooden box where he kept his special gifts. It's a good time to talk about this story and have a sharing circle time. And maybe you have a special gift or a special place that you like to put your things and to keep them very in a safe place. Maybe it's a good time for you to have a sharing circle time right now. Another story, the sacred herbs. One day, Matthew's friend Jeremy came to play. The boys went to Matthew's room, which was filled with toys and games and books. It looked like Jeremy's room, but a few things were different. Jeremy noticed a little box on the dresser. "What's this stuff in this little box?" Jeremy asked. "Those are sacred herbs," Matthew answered. "What are sacred herbs?" Jeremy wanted to know. Matthew put down the truck he was playing with and tried to think of how to explain the sacred herbs. In my culture, our ancestors used sacred herbs for many different things. Before cutting down a tree, they would sprinkle sacred herbs on the ground by the tree to show they were thankful to the Creator for providing the tree to use in their community. They used the wood from the tree to make fires so they could cook their food. They also used it for making tools and for building their wigwams or homes. Our ancestors could make medicine from different types of trees, which helped to cure illness or to keep people healthy. There were many things to say thank you for, and offerings were made every day. Parents still teach children why sacred herbs are important. My parents taught me and showed me how to use them, said Matthew. Matthew let Jeremy smell the herbs. Jeremy took a sniff and was amazed. "That smells great," Jeremy said. Matthew smiled and explained that there were 4 special herbs inside the box: sweetgrass, cedar, sage, and tobacco. "My mom collected these herbs and put them in this box for whenever I want to use them," said Matthew. "Sometimes when I'm away from home, I carry some herbs in a pouch just in case I want to make an offering. To make an offering, I sprinkle some herbs in a special place, usually outside, and then I say a prayer. Sometimes people burn the herbs in a special bowl or shell. The burning herbs create a smoke, and because the smoke goes in all directions, it helps take their prayers to the Creator. The smoke can also be used as a way to clean the body. Using our hands, we move the smoke toward different parts of our bodies. We believe that the smoke helps us think good thoughts. It helps our eyes to see good things in the world and in people. It helps our mouths to speak only good words. It helps our feet to walk only on good paths. The smoke helps our hearts to feel happiness and love. When people burn herbs like this, it's called a smudging ceremony. "So the sacred herbs are very important," Jeremy said. "Yes, they are," Matthew replied. "And as long as people are respectful, anyone can use sacred herbs for the same reason we use them." Jeremy was excited to go home and tell his parents the things he had learned about Matthew's culture. But first, he had one more question for his friend. "Matthew, do you think your mother would give me some sacred herbs?" he asked. "Probably," said Matthew. "Let's go ask her." And guess what? Matthew's mom said yes. These were 2 wonderful sharing stories of the First Nations stories. I enjoyed reading them with you today, and maybe you want to take time now and do your own sharing circle and draw in color a picture of what you would like to share. Maybe you've had stories shared with you or you've heard special stories. Take time, draw and color your picture of what it is that you would like to put in the sharing circle. And after you've shared, maybe write about your item and share it with your family and friends. So, once again, thank you for joining me today with the Read Aloud. the sharing circle. And until next time, continue to read, continue to practice, and have fun. Bye for now.